Sawasdee Krap, and welcome to Thai Sick News Live Edition today, 22nd May 2020. Last week we have with us Sukhdev Sethi from Australia, Sydney, who shared his secrets with us regarding public speaking and sales closing. It proved a good interview sharing of views with him because that post has, as of today, reached over 5,000 views. For those viewers who have missed last week's talk with Sukhdev, can just go to our Facebook page, Thai Sick News, on 15th May. From there, you can listen to it and you'll get some important secrets that he's going to share with you regarding sales closing. It's very important. For those who haven't, I request you go listen. It will surely help you. Our guest for today, let me just interview him or brief about him to you. He started as he started from the financial sector working under the private equities and derivatives division for a local firm where he managed net worth individuals and portfolios for over 1 billion baht. Later on, he co-founded and was the managing director of Moxie Orami, Thailand, growing the company from inception to a valuation of $50 million. As of now, today, he has co-founded and is CEO of frank.co.th, which has one of Thailand's largest, online brokers with over 100,000 customers. Let me waste no time and introduce to you our guest for today, Harprem Dua. Welcome, Harprem. Welcome to Thai Sick News, and thank you for accepting our request today.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, so actually we started this online thing just to support our viewers regarding the online sales, as many of them are now trying to expand their business through online sales. So I would like you to share with us regarding online sales, how to increase.
It's a very big topic. It's a very wide topic. Let's say I'll try to break it down into steps as much as possible and try to make it as simple as possible. Before even how to increase online sales, that question means you already have something online. I'm assuming most people, at least nowadays, don't have online sales for their products at the moment. A few do, but most don't. What we're seeing is a huge shift in trend, a huge shift in mindset of people after the whole Corona crisis. It's essentially changing the way we do business regularly. It's changed the way I do business in my current workplace. Even though we started with online, we still have to change the way we do a lot of things. Now, if you're a traditional business, it's going to be a massive change for you because people are not walking anymore. People are not going to department stores in the same numbers as they were. We already saw that declining over the past 5 years. Foot traffic in department stores, in offline shops, in community malls, marketplaces have been declining, and it's a continuous trend. What happened with the coronavirus is that it fast forwarded what should have taken about 15 years into a span of a couple of months. So not organically doing it, but forcing everybody to digitize. Now, when digitizing and trying to get your sales and your customers and your products online, it's both sides. It's not just one side. For you to sell online, you cannot just be the one online. Your customers also have to be there. So that's why I like to start this. And the first part of it is always about understanding who your customers actually are.
Okay.
When I say that, you really, really have to understand who your customers are. You should be able to draw an entire picture of who your customer is. So having said that, what I would like to do right now is actually show you guys some information of what we do at Frank. and how we understand our customers and how we use that to then sell online. So I'm just going to share my screen here. Okay. I think you guys should be able to see the screen. Is that correct? Okay, perfect. So if you can have a look at this, this is whose Frank customer actually is. We draw out a persona by understanding who they are. We know majority of them are women. We know that even though 99% of them are Thai, 21% of them prefer to speak English and use our website in English. We know their age group. We know their religion based on their ID card. We know where they're from. We know which city they're from. Bangkok, Central, Tang Changwat, whatever it is. All of this helps me draw an exact picture. We even know what time they come to our website because we track that information. When you come to our website, it's a click, and we know exactly what time that click happened at. So by tracking and combining all this information together, we're able to draw a picture of who that customer is. So a Frank customer is somebody who female, majority female, works in offices. How do we know they work in an office or they have a steady job? Because the time that they come to our website is generally peaking between 9 a.m. to around 5, 6 p.m. So this is a very indicative of what Thai people normally do, which is that they like using the office internet to buy insurance, because they still view buying insurance as part of their, part of work. It's not work that they're getting paid for, but it's a duty that they have to proceed. It's not leisure. It's not fun. So they come to our website during office hours, and we know they're office workers because of that. We also know they're more educated than the regular market because over 21% of them prefer to use our website in English. So we have both of the options available now. Even though majority of them are Thai, they prefer speaking English, which means they have a higher level education on average. The age group also tells me something, is that they're the young generation. These are Lun Mai. My age bracket is barely fitting in this 25 to 34. So this already tells me something, that these guys are, though they have their, they can go ask their parents or they ask their adults where to buy insurance. This generation rather go search online directly and understand what's going on by themselves without relying on previously fed information. They want to find out for the information themselves. So
the first topic that you shared with us for viewers is know your customers.
Yes, know your customers. Know your customers. The details about them is what matters, because now if I know that they're office worker, I know their age group, I know what language they speak, what they prefer, what they don't prefer. I can then understand how to do marketing to them, what products they're going to like, what products they don't like. I can also understand where to target them, what kind of content do I have to create to reach them. So let's go to each of those one by one, right? The first off is, if I know the customers, I know where to market to them. Now, being online, you don't have the default of having people sending you traffic. If you open a shop in a department store or in a mall, people already going to the department store, people already going to the mall. So you already have, by default, people finding you somehow, some way or the other. When you're online, nobody's going to be able to find you. If you have a website, nobody's going to know about that website unless you do some marketing for it. Now, you can put it on Facebook. That's the level of marketing, but that means it only reaches your network. Ideally, most people, when they want to sell to people, they sell outside their network as well. So the basic social media channels don't work. You have to pay money to get to the people outside your network. You have to market. Now, if you know your customers, you know where your customers are. You know where to market for them. If I was trying, for example, to target the younger generation, so younger than 25-year-olds, I would not be doing traditional Facebook marketing, because that group doesn't use Facebook anymore, or not the way we used to use Facebook. I would target them using TikTok videos or some other type of quick, short 5-second, 10-second content creation. It changes the way I communicate with the customers massively.
Okay, so that's a very good point also for me, as most of my viewers are now using Instagram. Yeah. And Thai News doesn't have a platform on IG.
Exactly. So it changes, because once you know your customers, a lot of things also change along the way. Now, the second part of it is the content side of it. So the first part was where to market them. The second part of it is the content part. Now, with the content, What I mean is the only way you can speak to your customers online is by letting them read, see what you have posted. You cannot talk to every customer. They're not walking into your shop. They're not walking into your store. You cannot have a chance to sell to them. Your it's I think the number is it's some ridiculously low number, but you only have about half a second to grab somebody's attention online. Now, a lot of people might not believe me on this, but just reflect back on yourself and just think about how you're scrolling on Facebook or Instagram. When you're scrolling, you're scrolling, you're scrolling, and you only stop for that split second to see something, and then you keep scrolling.
Yeah, correct.
You understand what I mean?
Yes,
So
yes,
that
yes.
is that split second is all that you have to entice that customer that, hey, pay attention to me and come and visit my store.
Okay, so
That
what's the secret in stopping?
yeah.
What's the secret behind just making them stop at that very moment while scrolling?
It, it depends on what you're trying to market. So there are different ways to do it. For example, if I want to sell car insurance, I could do something that's very shocking, like put a picture of somebody dead in a car on Facebook, and that will definitely stop a lot of people. They'll stop and see because it's something they're not used to. So that's the shock way. There are other ways that I can do it as well, where it's like I go with a blank, solid color. So imagine if you're scrolling on Facebook, suddenly you see a blank area where there's nothing there. That also is another way you can do it. So there are many different techniques that people can use. The point is you have to try to grab your customers' attention. And you can only do that if you know who your customers are.
Okay, who your customers are, we've got it. Now, the point here that I've got to learn from you is you have half of a second just to make them stop to see your product. In
Yeah.
a way, this what I mean is for the newcomers who have just launched their product. So when we scroll, so how can we help them? What techniques do they need to use to make it like you said? Is it the picture? Is it the content? What is
It,
important over here?
it's all about the content. It's all about the content because if there's a saying in marketing, content is king.
Okay, content is king. Okay,
Content
that's
is
another
king.
point
Yeah.
to be
So
noted.
it's all about the content. Now, by content, I mean not just the words that you use, not just the pictures, but also the videos, the Instagram, the videos, infographics. Like for example, the slide that I'm sharing earlier right now, it's an infographic, right? It makes difficult information more easily understandable. I could have shown all this information in a format that nobody would have cared. I could have shown it in Excel. I could have shown it in graphs. But when I choose to show it in infographics like this, it makes it a lot more appealing and appetizing for somebody to consume it, to understand, to want to go through it.
Yeah.
So that's what I mean by content. Content means taking info because, like I said earlier, when you're selling online, you don't have that ability to talk to your customers. So you have to talk to your customers other way. And one way of doing it is by creating content around your product. Now, let's say, for example, you're selling a shirt. You're selling a shirt online. Now, in reality, when you go buy a shirt, customers go in, they feel the shirt, they look at it, they see the sizing, they look at the design, they feel the pattern, they look at the label, they look at multiple things when they're buying a shirt. Some people might want to smell it. I don't know, whatever it is. My point is, you cannot do that online. Online, you can only rely on how the shirt looks as a picture on the website or how it looks on someone else. But sometimes that might not be enough. So you might have to create, videos of somebody wearing the shirt and moving around. What if they're wearing the shirt and sitting down? What if, they're wearing the shirt and they're, stretching or something? How do the buttons look? Does it tear? Does it shape? What the shape of the shirt is like? Things like that you have to really think about online, and that's all about the content you create for the online part.
Okay, thank you. That's everywhere. As our viewers, please, I would like you to also note down the points that he's making to us. First is know your customers. Okay. Second thing is the content of the post that you are posting. These are two very important things that you need to note down.
Yeah.
And the third thing that I would like you to help us over here is Facebook, IG, all of them, they have the boost post where people advertise, put their money in. How to use this boost post and make it more effective to help a product?
Okay. If you're talking specifically about Facebook and boost posting, it's one of the channels that I don't use a lot.
Okay.
See, I don't. Yeah, there are a lot of businesses who can use Facebook to sell a lot of products. For me in particular, my business, I don't sell insurance through Facebook. So the third part, which I was going to go through, is knowing your channel, knowing which channel is appropriate for selling, which channel is appropriate for engaging with your customers, and which channels are appropriate for neither or both. So the channel is very, very important. Now, by channel is, I mean ช่องทางการขาย. So, it could be your Facebook, Instagram, website, Lazada, Shopee, your storefront, whatever it is, right? You have to know which channel is appropriate for what. For me, I don't use Facebook to sell. I don't prefer using Facebook to sell. I'm not saying you cannot use Facebook to sell. I'm sure you can. I just prefer not using Facebook to sell because I prefer using Facebook as an engagement tool for customers. So that is where I write blog articles. That is where I create videos. I create infographics and I share them. I play games with my customers on Facebook. I get them to come and like my profile, review my products, review my company. Those are the kind of things that I like to do because if I'm engaging with the customers, they remember me, they know me, they understand what I'm trying to do, and I'm not selling to them flat out. When they're interested in buying, then they'll go to another channel to buy it. So they'll go directly to my website or they'll call my sales team or something else to buy.
So you still think, as now what you have said, they will contact your sales team or your website?
I'll have to incentivize them to do it. So I have to create. Now, this is something in marketing. It's called a trigger point. So when you're creating content, right, you can trigger somebody emotionally by, for example, if I show that example that I was saying, if I show a picture of somebody dead on the road after a car accident, right? Yeah, that's a trigger point. That's an emotional trigger. Oh my God, I don't have car insurance. I could die, or somebody in my family could get hurt. I need to buy it right away. It's an emotional trigger point. Now, I could do a monetary trigger point by saying, read about all this. How about a 15% discount? Come to my website now and get this discount.
Okay.
So there are different things that I could do there to trigger the customer, to actually activate them and to get them to come and buy.
Okay.
But it all depends on the channel. Different channels are used for different purposes. I like using Facebook to trigger the customer. I like using through content. So I'll create a lot of articles. I have my team create a lot of articles, a lot of blog posts, a lot of different types of content around insurance that are not like buy. No, not like that. That are more like, have you ever thought about this? What do you think about that? What do you think about this? That sort of thing. I'm trying to engage them emotionally. I'm trying to engage their mind. I'm trying to get them to understand the brand.
Okay, so what you can say here now is try to engage people more into your products before selling it to them.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's very, very powerful to do that.
Yeah. So basically, most of us just want to sell by posting and just writing sale. This is what is going on. So that's why we wanted to talk to you regarding how our viewers can gain from this talk today.
Yeah.
I have one or two people WhatsApped me some questions. They think, how can we check? How do we get details about clients visiting your website? Is it through Google Analytics or suggestion, please?
It's through Google Analytics. I use Google Analytics very heavy, and I also tag every single. So when you're on the website, every button, every picture that you can click on, everything that can be scrolled can be tagged. You can use multiple systems in place. There's also a system called Mouseflow. Mouseflow essentially allows the owner of the website to see, on average, where people's mouse is on the website, and that helps you improve the website. It helps you understand more where the customers are looking, where the customers are seeing, where they're pausing, where they're scrolling. You don't know who the customer is because it randomizes the information and you get the average. So with that average, you're able to better understand how you should design your website. I also use a lot of Google Analytics because it tells me which page customers are interested in, which page are they not interested in. Like sometimes if I have a very bad page where customers click on it, they don't understand anything, they close it. So it's called drop off. Then I'll understand right away that from that point that I need to fix something about that page. And then I'll go into Mouseflow to see about that page. What should I fix? Where are customers stopping and then closing?
Okay, so that is a Google Analytics, like you said, is a great help to every online business. As you know your market, how you need to improve them. and what will make people stay more longer on your page.
Yeah,
Correct. There's one
yeah.
more question by Ajaz Khan here. Which is the best platform to market your product being in Thailand?
It really depends on your product. I've seen, one big example is Kylie Jenner. She's a entrepreneur in the US. She's worth about $1 billion US, and she only used Instagram. There are people who only use Instagram and they can make tons and tons and tons of money. There are people who only use Facebook, only use YouTube. It really depends on what you're selling and what products you have. There's no one channel that or one marketing approach that fits all. I use everything. I use YouTube, I use Facebook, I use Instagram to market my products to get customers to understand each for them for different purposes. But I have never sold a single policy or a single insurance policy through Instagram before. But it doesn't mean I stopped doing Instagram. I do
Okay.
it because I understand people who are on Instagram are not there to buy insurance. Now, if you are selling cookies or you're selling some food that you made, the pictures that you might take might be very appealing on
Correct.
Instagram, and therefore you could probably sell from Instagram. That's perfectly fine. But insurance is just not one of the products that you can sell on that channel. So like I said earlier, you really have to understand your customers, where there will be to buy your products, and so you can be there.
Actually, my next question that I just got is, can you help on how to increase food product sales online, and how to improve online sales of food products or cookies, like what you were just saying? That was
Yeah.
the question I was going to
I would
ask.
look. I can only tell you this, okay? I have experience in so before this, I sold pet products, baby products, health vitamins and supplements, mother care products, diapers, baby milk, and etc. etc. And now I'm selling insurance. So I have experience in those fields. Everything else is just an opinion. I do not. I don't claim to be the master of marketing and be able to sell all the products online. No, like I said, I really had to understand even insurance selling online. It took me a full 2 years of doing this market to really understand how to grow my online sales. Because before this, I had to just get the lead online, but close the sale offline. So even I have a call center to try to close a lot of the sales through the call center. It took a long time for me to understand what customers wanted before they actually bought online. So it's not a like a playbook that I can give you. But like I said, it's you really have to understand who your customers are. So if you're trying to sell cookies, are you selling retail? Are you selling wholesale? Are you selling only to the Indian community? Are you going to do it short term? Are you going to do it long term? Are you going to sell, for the next 5 years? What are you going to do? Like, are you making it a mass sale? Or are you just going to do like, I
Part-time
have
thing.
10 boxes. Yes, I have 10 boxes of cookies this week. Who wants to buy? Then next week I have nothing. No, it's all about your customers have expectations of you. If they like your cookies and you suddenly stop selling it, they're going to be annoyed. Next time you open up, they might be ready to buy it, or they will never buy from you again because they're like, oh no, she sells here and there. I'll buy from someone else so I can get constantly. You don't know. Depends on your customers. Insurance, I can't do that. I can't be like saying, oh, I'm going to sell insurance to you this year. Next year I'll be closed for a year. Then I'll open up a year after that. Customers will never trust me again. You
Okay.
get what I
So
mean?
yeah, I understand. So actually, regarding the online booth thing that I just asked, because many were just asking about it, how to increase or how to use that platform. Is it worth using to reach? Because those who have used it, they have got a lot of people reaching their pages, but the deal not being done.
Correct.
You use the boost
Um,
platform, people engage, your page gets more popular, but the sales doesn't happen.
Yeah, it happens. It happens a lot. Like I said, is it suited for selling that product there? Why, if it's not working in that channel, then why are you spending money on trying to sell it there?
Okay.
Now there are things that you can change around, right? There, like for example, you can change the content, you can change the picture, you can change the video that you use, you can change the promotion. So the what are the 4 Ps? The product, price, place, promotion, or something like that. So you can try changing all of those and see if it sells or not. Now you can spend a lot of money in trying to test all these things till you find the right combination that works for that channel, or eventually you can realize that that channel might not work for you at all. So it's a it is a risk, and that's like starting any business, right? How does Central Department Store know that that is the best place to build a department store? They have to
Hmm.
do survey, they have to do research, they have to understand who their customers are, they have to go out, check with people, do plans, do steadies, things like that before they say, okay, you know what? If I build a department store here, a lot of people are going to come here, right? Even though they're an offline store. Like if you're opening a cookie shop today, you want to open a cookie shop, or you want to open an Indian restaurant. You're going to do your research to see where do a lot of people who buy Indian restaurants, eat Indian food at restaurants go. Are they in Sukhumvit? Are they in Patunam? Are they in Ratchapruk? If you open an Indian restaurant in Ratchapruk, chances are you're going to fail. But if you open an Indian restaurant in Patunam or Sukhumvit, chances are you're going to succeed. Why? Because the customers are there. So like I said earlier, I could not emphasize this enough. It really stems from understanding your customers. Just because it's online doesn't mean you can shortcut everything and just buy ads and think that you'll be doing better than you would offline. Whatever processes, whatever steps you have to take in doing that offline before you buy a property, before you open a restaurant, before you open a tailor shop, check and know where your customers are before you do it. Same thing as online. You would never open a tailor shop in, I don't know, like I said again, on Ratchapruk. Imagine if you open a tailor shop on Ratchapruk, how many people would actually go there and buy from you?
Yeah, because tourists are not in this side of the area. So but that to the point, knowing the market.
Exactly. But if your market was, you know what, I'm not targeting the tourists that come to Thailand. I am only selling to people overseas. I just need a shop to put all my clothes so that I have the place I can work out of. Then it's perfectly fine. Then go ahead and open your tailor shop on Ratchapruk because it makes sense. Your target customers are overseas. They're not going to be walking here anyways. You're relying on your database of customers or you're going to get new customers online, and that's how you're going to service them. It's fine, but know your customers before you do anything, before you spend any money. And you can do that easily. By the way, when I say customers mean people who pay you, not friends, families, or fools. Those are the three biggest mistakes that most people make all the time. When somebody's trying to start a business or try to sell online, the first thing they go to family, friends, or fools and say, look, these guys are buying from me. Therefore, I have a very viable business. Therefore, I have a good business. My chacha told me that this shop place is amazing. He'll come every day. My dada says it's a good place. He'll come every day. They're not your customers. They're not going to be only customers of yours. You need to really just get yourself out of that and think who your actual customers are going to be, who's actually going to pay you money and sustain you long term.
Yeah, so that was actually where I was coming to. How do we reach out to a broader market? So I think so that question you have answered right now by knowing the market.
There's more than that, actually. So one part of it is also not necessarily relying on your own money to get the traffic to you. Now, just like if you wanted to sell something, if you wanted to open, let's go back to the cookie shop again. If you wanted to sell your cookies and you decide to go offline, now you have choices. You can open your own standalone cookie shop, or you can open a cookie shop in a department store where they already have traffic coming to them, correct? And by opening a department store, in the department store, you'll make a certain number of sales that you can sort of guess already because of the number of people that are walking there. Just like the department store is there for offline, there are also online department stores and marketplaces like Lazada, Shopee. These places, you can go Central, the We Mall. There are a lot of websites available online that already have a lot of traffic going to them. And all you need to do is put your product there in a way where it's enticing, in a way where it can be found so customers can buy it. So not necessarily you have to go hunting to find your own customers. You can rely on somebody who's already bringing a lot of customers to them. Now, doing that means you're also in a place that is very crowded, that already has a lot of people. So you have to do something that's very dim. It makes you stand out more than other people in the market.
Okay, and regarding one more question is here on my WhatsApp. Many of them are WhatsApping me instead of commenting right down over here. How can they use the line Grab to sell their products? As many of them have no idea regarding how to contact the lines and all, because most of them are now in the food line. I know it's not your line, but if you can just share something regarding this, if you have any knowledge on this. And there's one more person who is doing travel agencies and restaurants. So they are also just messaged me just now. How can they improve their sales? So if you can share some light on that.
Yeah. Okay. So there's two parts of that, right? You can use all these services to deliver your product. Now, delivering your product is the easiest part, I think. You can just download Lala Move, which is an application. And from Lala Move, you can just call somebody and then they'll pick your products up and deliver to your customers. It's very easy. You pay with your credit card or you pay with cash or you let the customer pay. Best of all, you don't have to pay for the delivery as well. So that's not the problem. The problem is using these tools effectively. Like there are other ways you can use these tools. So let's go back to Line. Line is a very interesting one. I use Line a lot to talk to my customers. I use Line to get them to add to my official account so that I can keep communicating with them. Just like so that I don't have to rely only on Facebook. I don't only have to rely on Instagram. Now I have three ways to talk to my customers. I can talk to them through my own database, which I have their email, I have their phone number. I can talk to them through Line. I can talk to them through Facebook or Instagram. There are multiple things that I can do here. And it makes sense because like I said, even the people who use it differently. A customer using Line is using differently than using Facebook or Instagram. When a customer receives an SMS, he's expecting different information from it. Sometimes he's more receptive in one place than another place. So I'll always try to get as much information on the customer as possible. And actually that brings me on to one of the key points about selling online is you not just knowing your customers. Once you start selling, you have to try to collect as much information on that customer as possible without being intrusive.
Okay. And collecting information is just like the way you said. Actually, collecting information is a tough thing as a person, a single man. The Google, that one you just talked about.
Yeah. Google Analytics will only give you data. It won't give you customer information.
Yeah, but is it an app or it's just a...
Google Analytics is a website tool. I can actually share with you guys on how it. Just give me a second. So I'm more than happy to share, it's data points like this. So at least the people who are out there who are not aware of all these things can sort of see it and understand how it works.
Our Prem is here to answer your questions. If anyone of you have any more questions, you can just write down in the comment column.
So Google Analytics is a tool that has access to your website, and it shows information about everything that you want to know about your website. So how many people came to your website, how long did they stay for, where did they come from, what they're doing on the website, which page they're looking at, etc. So I can share the screen here and let me know if you can see it.
Yeah, it's not yet come.
Can you see it?
Yeah, I've got it.
So
yeah.
For example, this is real-time data. It's showing that there are 102 people on my website at the moment. These are the pages that they're going on. This is where they've come from. They've come from Google, they've come from Line, they've come from Direct, they've come from other over the past 7 days, how that's been, things like that. All this information, which countries they're visiting me from, what time of day do they come visit my website. So all this is coming because it's connected to my website. And based on this, I can start doing analysis on it and seeing analysis on it and start seeing things like, what should I do? How should I adjust my marketing campaign? Because see, when it comes in, they don't come in all the same time. They don't come, they have peaks and off peaks. So I know when I should do my marketing campaigns and not do my marketing campaigns.
Okay, what time is best and all. You mean to say when we just add this to our website, every social media account that we have, it comes into it automatically?
No, not every social media account that comes into it. Everyone that visits your website, it'll show data on where they came from. So for example, if you posted a link on YouTube, right?
Okay.
And then from that YouTube link, somebody clicked and came to your website. Then you'll be able to see that, okay, this person came from the YouTube link.
Okay, so basically it's for checking through the website.
Yeah, it's for checking too. So this whole thing is called tracking, performance tracking specifically. Okay, so if any of you want to know more, just Google marketing performance tracking. Just use these 3 keywords, and you'll start. It's quite deep and it's quite detailed. I don't want to get into it today because it'll be like a professor lecture. It's very it's not very complicated. It's easy to do. It just takes time to understand it.
Okay, do you have any more questions coming in from our viewers? I've got just one question over here. They are saying regarding online sales, apart from this guy, he has a restaurant at 4 locations in Pattaya, Chiang Mai, Bangkok, Phuket. So he's been affected by the corona thing. So he's tried to do online sales of food, but it's not proving good. So he just wants to. Is there anything that I can do more to increase my sales through online, or can you just guide him?
So my first question would be, have you tried, when you try doing online, are you just selling it online directly yourself, or have you gone through Food Panda, have you gone through Grab, have you gone through Lineman, and try to put your restaurant on every platform as much as possible with the nicest pictures, with the nice promotion, with unique selling points, which those sort of things? Have you tried doing that yet?
Okay, I don't think so. He has been doing. Mostly people are just trying to increase their sales by just posting on the Instagram and Facebook.
Like I
So
said, Instagram on Facebook is just one part of it. It's not enough because it only reaches your network.
mm, viewers, I would like to share with you, as you said, those who are selling online, you need to contact these platforms like Food Panda, correct? Grab
Yeah,
Food, like Line, all these things. These are open for you.
yeah,
Regarding charges that they acquire, you can just talk to them throughout. Just try something over there. Maybe that might help also.
yeah. One of the comments on Facebook here, Ravi Sethi, he said, my brother-in-law.
Okay.
Yeah, he said something very interesting as well. He's saying partnerships. So I don't grow alone. I don't ever try to grow alone. If you can do it by creating a partnership, then try to create a partnership with someone. So if you're seeing that you're selling cookies and you see somebody else is selling something that's selling very well, why don't you try talking to them and saying, hey, you want to create a bundle together? And now it'll be salsa and cookies together.
Okay. Yeah.
Whatever.
That
So
sounds.
there's always ways you can do things together, and I honestly believe being together makes you stronger. There's no way you can do everything alone.
Okay, sure. So that's a good point. Viewers, please note it. If you can collaborate with someone who's selling something apart from your stuff, so I think so. A good thing is to collaborate, or you can just sell together to increase your sales, increase the volume, and it will help both of the people.
Yeah,
Ravi
and
said,
honestly, be creative as well. Like for example, yesterday I know you had Uncle Tony on here, right?
yeah,
Yes. So imagine if he's talking about not worrying, and then part of it is like, okay, if you come listen to my podcast, I will give you a free cookie from Savvy's Cookies.
okay,
You get what I mean? A lot more people will be listening to the podcast. A lot more people will be trying the cookies, and if they like the cookies, they might buy it. So be very, very creative on your partnerships. You can combine multiple things together. There's no limit. It's just the limit is only how creative you are. But this whole crisis, this whole time has forced you to be creative. You have to think that way. You cannot think the normal way anymore.
okay. Now there's one more question that's come over here. He's saying mostly our sales online is happening within the community, since we are connected to each other, and okay, it's a word of mouth, it's helping them, sales is increasing. How do they go out further than this? They're saying we've tried, but it's only coming within the community, which you can say we have a market of around 10,000 people in Bangkok. But the trading is happening between only 500 to 1,000 people, and that's the numbers as far as I know.
Mhm.
So anything on this, how to reach a broader market?
Who is the broader market? Who are they trying to reach? Are they trying to
Regarding
reach all
the,
types?
like you're saying, they're selling to mostly Thai Indians, right? Now you can
Yeah.
say regarding the Thais, because
No.
since
So
food is universal.
okay, so you're trying to reach all like Thai people right now.
Yeah.
Be specific. When you're targeting a group of customers, you have to be specific. I cannot go and say I want to sell insurance to Thai people. There, if I'm selling insurance to a 70-year-old or 60-year-old Thai person, it's going to be very different from the way I'm selling insurance to a 25-year-old Thai person.
Yeah.
If I'm selling to Thai people who are 25-year-old but Tan Changwat, it's going to be very different to the way I sell to 25-year-old Thai people in Bangkok.
Mm.
Be very specific on your group of customers because it helps define who they are. Now, you can grow it later on, that's fine, but start small. Start by understanding who they are first. Now, you started with our community. Even with our community, you're not going to target everyone. Yes, our community is small, so it's easy to reach everyone. Even platforms like yours help reaches everyone in the community because they're following certain things. You can go to Gurdwara, make an announcement, you'll get to a lot of people. That's fine. But in order to reach further, you have to like, I think one really good example of this is the Taisik Marathon and what they have done. So
Yeah.
now a Taisik Marathon, it could have just started from the Indian community. Only the Indians were running earlier in the days, but now it's spread out to a point where all Thai people are also running. What did they do to incentivize and get the Thai people to come in and run? They know what the Thai people want. Well, first, they look at what other Thai marathons are doing. How are they targeting? What kind of prizes are they giving? Where are they marketing it? Where are they posting it on Facebook? Which groups are they going to? Which magazines or which newspapers are they advertising in? Where are they selling the tickets? There's nothing wrong in copying somebody else that's done something right and just redoing it yourself. It's perfectly fine. Why reinvent the wheel when it's already been invented? But
Actually, I have
again,
an idea over here where we are trying to help our viewers get a broader market. I've been contacting few department stores and a few places where we are trying to rent the place as a platform where we can display our products to the mass market. So I would like to tell our viewers this is what we are trying to make it happen. As of now, the government hasn't allowed to open all this, so slowly we'll update you regarding this. If we can make it happen, so we'll inform you through one of our broadcasts soon. So anything now, what I need to ask from you is, in conclusion, please share with us your secrets or anything that you would like advise our viewers on what should they really do in this time of corona where people are striving to build an online business, not only increase sales. If they want to build something, what should they really do? See, some are home, they are free, they can also, but they are afraid why they don't have the knowledge to do. So just some kind advice on how to start instead of only increase, start, and then automatically I also believe they will grow with it.
one thing is, I think anybody that says they don't have the knowledge, they don't have the know-how, they don't know how to do it, just to be very straightforward and being very frank, uh, don't lie to yourself. We live in a day and age where you can go online and search for anything you want. You can literally learn how to, you want to make a knife, you can go online and learn how to make a knife. You want to make cookies, you can go online and learn how to make cookies. You want to you want to learn how to blow glass, you can go and learn how to blow glass. You want to how to assemble a computer, you want to know how to fly, how to drive, it's all available. Like, we are living in a generation where knowledge is not based on going to the library or asking an old person anymore about how to do what. It is available from a million or billion of old people online. It's all available there for you to go and figure out if you want to figure it out. Now, if you don't and you want to keep using the excuse, then that's your blocker there. That's the thing that's stopping you from succeeding, not the fact that you don't have knowledge and how to do it. I've seen people who I've seen friends of mine who traditionally khai pa their whole lives the normal way, and then they started doing it online themselves, and they started becoming successful online, and other people are like, oh, kunทำยังไงคุณทำยังไงผมทำไม่เป็นผมทำไม่เป็น. It's like, no, come on, I started the same as you. If I can do it, why can't you do it? Look at insurance as an industry. I've been in this industry for only 4 years. They are insurance companies and brokers who are 40, 50, 60 years old, who've been running it for almost 2-3 generations now, and they're telling me that they don't know how to go online, or they can't go online. No, it's not that. It's because they're stuck to their way of working, and they're not comfortable in moving out of their comfort zone and adapting. Now, there's a saying, like, like lobsters. The only way a lobster or a crab can grow is by forcing itself out of its shell and going to a bigger shell.
Yeah.
It's not comfortable, but you have to do it. Otherwise, they will die. They'll always stay small.
So it
There's
means
an
like
element.
you have to get out of your comfort zone a bit.
Look, there's an element of risk to it, for sure. Now, doesn't mean you be stupid about it and risk everything. You can mitigate that risk by starting small and testing it and slowly growing it. Now, you start with your own community, fine. If there are more people in your community who are willing to pay for it, and it gets better and better, because one thing is for sure, even though if there's people in our community, if you're selling bad cookies, nobody's going to buy your bad cookies more than once or twice to support you.
Correct.
Eventually, they're going to stop. Right. Or they'll just disappear. Then you'll see your sales go up and then your sales go down. So that's for sure. So even in the people in the community, they have their own money. They have to have their own ways of spending. They're not just going to keep supporting you forever.
Okay, so that's some kind words from her Prem for our viewers. And
Sorry, the reason I named my company Frank, I'm quite straightforward.
yeah. So actually, that we've just started this second interview online, and I'm also not that good. So her Prem is here to also help me. So even one question from my side now. Most of the viewers in Thailand, if they're in their teenagers, they are on IG, correct?
Yeah.
45 or 50 up, they are on FB, right? But they have FB account to post their products, but not to really spend more time, like you said, to check your statistics and all. How do I target the IG viewers?
So why don't you create short video clips and post it on Instagram instead of doing it on Facebook? You can create the long ones on Facebook, but then take short snippets of the Facebook one and put it on Instagram.
You see,
Or you can also do live on
running
Instagram.
Facebook is already taking 50% of my day. So if I just go to IG also, it'll take another 25% of my day.
But if you want to keep, see, that's the thing. If you want to keep it growing, then you have to invest the time and effort. And if you can't do it yourself, then there are ways you can always outsource it as well. You can get, someone else who's young, who wants to know about all these things, who wants to help you out, and get them as part time to come and help you. And then slowly and bit by bit, it grows more and more and more.
So basically, we have to use two platforms. I was just thinking to stick to one and people might come back, but it doesn't come back.
No, it doesn't. You have to use multiple platforms. In fact, even though you might think that customers are not looking at you on the other platforms, the fact that you're there and you're consistently there is what people care more about. So be on Twitter, be on Instagram, be on LinkedIn, be on Facebook, whatever it is you have to be on, because you need, in this day and age, you have to be everywhere where your customers are. And if you think your customers are there, you should be there.
Okay. So any more questions from our viewers before we say goodbye? Okay, anyway, I'd like to thank all our viewers who have been watching us. And tomorrow, please don't miss, we have the quarantine queen, Rajni Davar, who will be sharing her experiences on the lockdown that she has passed through in Delhi, India. Thank you, Harpreem, for joining us. It's been great to be having you here. And our next guest, which I would like to invite, is Ravi Sethi from the Lala Move. Actually, if he's watching us online, it's an open invitation for you. Please accept that invitation so that you can also help our viewers regarding the partnerships that you have been writing here. So
He just messaged me. He said he'll do it.
yeah, okay. Please tell him next Friday we need him online so that he can share with us regarding that. Anyway, thank you, Harpreem.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for
Thank
being
you.
with us. Yeah.
Bye.
Okay. That was Harpreem Dua. I might not be that good while interviewing, so I'm also trying my best. So I would like to just tell you to please send your comments online so that they can answer it for you. Many WhatsApps I cannot check. I have around 18 more questions, but the phone is not with me. Please write your comments. It's a really great thing. They are here to help you, to help your businesses, to share with you. And one good news is here, Ravi has accepted our request. So next week we will have Ravi with us from the Lala Move. So it's a great opportunity if he's here. He has just messaged regarding partnerships. So maybe Lala Move can come help try to increase your businesses. So please note, last week's talk with Sudev is on our Facebook page, Thaisik News. You can go and listen to it. He's been speaking and giving his secrets on public speaking and how to close a deal, which is also very important. So for now, it's Swadikap, and thank you for watching Thaisik News.